What's up guys? In this video I'm going to go over a quick and dirty way to make a lot of flavor samples. So you've got a list of flavors you want to try out. The most important thing to do before putting them into a recipe is to taste them by themselves. The reason for this is if you've seen a recipe online and you want to create it, you have to taste those flavors standalone so that you know how they interact with each other later and you know what to tweak to your preference, because everyone's palate's different and what might taste good to someone on the internet might not be something you prefer. I've seen recipes that are using 5% Capella vanilla custard, and that's something I would never be able to vape, but some people love it. It's something you have to try out before making any recipes, because what people say on the internet and what you will end up preferring can be completely different. So go on eliquidrecipes.com, look up the flavors that you've purchased and see what average mixing quantity they are being used at. So let's say you have a grape flavor that's being used on an average of 3%. You want to play around with 1.5%, 3%, 4%, 5%. If you have a ton of flavors, you might just be better off going for something simple like 2% and 5%, and so on and so forth. So the best way I've found to keep this organized is a little glass organizer tool from American Science and Surplus. These are 5 ml vials. You could get these, I don't know, it's like 23 bucks, and you can organize 137 of these 5 mls, line them up, get a list of flavors that you want to use, make the recipes up here, and save them so that you know exactly what you're doing and you don't have to think about it when you're mixing, and start going to town. So for a 5 ml bottle, 2 drops is going to make 1%. So take 2 drops, that's 1%. 4 drops is 2%. Now for some super concentrated flavors, you might just want to go ahead and add some sweetener, because it's just not going to taste good without sweetener. And to really get a feel for the flavor, especially if it's super concentrated, you want to taste it with at least a little bit of sweetness. So each drop of sucralose, 10%, is going to give you a significant amount of sweetness. I usually go for 2 drops, that's 1%. You can also pre-mix sweetener into your base, so that would be what you're going to fill this with. Take this bottle, fill it to 5 mls. You could measure it out and fill the first one, and then just eyeball the rest. And now you have a 2% flavor mixed in, and you're ready to go. And the most important thing is to not taste them right away. You never really know how a flavor tastes until it's 4 to 5 days in. It needs to steep. Flavors that usually are very dark, they don't taste good until it steeps for a long time. Clear flavors usually don't take as long to steep, but you still, as a general rule, you want to wait a couple days and just have a cycle of flavors and keep going through the cycle before starting to taste the ones you just made. Otherwise, you might end up thinking an actually good flavor is horrible. So that's the video for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know, and I'll see you on the next video.